themselves, their family, their community, and their country.
Welcome, guys, to the chat with Adler, aka Bruce Thomas. Thanks for joining me here. We're going to get him on in just a moment. How you all doing? You hearing me all well? Onions. Let's keep the onion talk for Frank later on. We all good? Let's get this music off. We got Bruce. Let's get him in. Bruce Adler. The man himself. Ask him to say we have a job to do. We've got a job to do. He's just...
Here I am.
You there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Bruce, how are you, man?
I'm good, thanks. You, Dan? Yeah?
Dan here. We're live on YouTube.
Oh, awesome.
I can't see you, by the way.
Oh, shit. Well, let's do that then.
Beautiful. How you doing, man? How's things in LA?
Things are beautiful this morning. A little bit cool in the air.
Yeah.
It's 11 o'clock on Wednesday. What are you, Thursday? You're Thursday already.
Thursday, 6 a.m. here in Australia. So we're ahead of time.
I would have done this a little later if you'd...
No. All good. All good. So tell me quickly, Adler, how did this come about? Because this is, I got to say, he's my favorite character in the game.
Well,
I'm not just saying that because you're here, right?
Yes, you are. No, no, I appreciate that. That's very kind of you. This all came about a couple of years ago. Actually, 2 years ago this month. I went. It was very, very simple. The traditional way. I just went into to the casting director and got through the first round, and then people from Raven Studios right here called me back and called me in, and I met everybody, 3 or 4 guys there, and it seemed to be right from the start. There was a marriage made in heaven. As soon as I opened my mouth, like Bob Love just said, "Oh my God, that's the guy." And so then from that point, we just kind of really worked it down and found all of his subtleties and his coolness and his swag and his kind of laid back, but yet man doing a great job kind of persona.
We got so many questions coming in. I'll try and get to them all. But tell me, was he inspired by anyone in particular? I got a lot of comments saying, he's got the swag of a Brad Pitt in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Was there anyone that you sort of draw to, or?
No, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's what, and that's what I saw too. Right from the sketches they early on gave me, it looked like Robert Redford / Brad Pitt. And not that, and I didn't have to necessarily think about them, be inspired by them, but since that was kind of visually in my head, I just kind of let myself get into that the kind of authenticity that those 2 actors bring to every role that they do.
I've got a question here now. This is one that I wanna know as well. The scars, because I made a video. It's ended up on 150,000 views somehow. The scars. There's a bunch of different stories. Which one is the real story, in your opinion? How did he get the scars?
I have no idea. That's a Raven question. I don't know what they did there. Initially, I had heard that they may want to use my likeness, and then we just quickly got away from that, and they decided to do something a little different with it, and then add some scars and just really bring a visual history to his character without even having to tell anybody anything about it. So I don't know. I think it's just to see that he's been there, done that, just to show that.
How many lines did you record for that one? Do you remember?
How many thousands? There were thousands.
Really?
Yeah. There would be,
Far out.
I don't know. I really couldn't tell you. I know it's...
And they only picked a handful of those that worked, or just in general, or what?
You mean for the game, for the whole game?
I'm
talking all the battles.
I was talking for the scar scene in particular.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, all good.
Misunderstood. I don't know. I don't. I don't. I don't know which scene exactly you're referring to be honest. I haven't played the game. I don't know the whole game yet in its visual entirety. So I've
It's
seen some of the cutscenes.
it's the one where Adler talks about he got his scars from a tiger.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's some. I yeah, that was fun to do just because we're never sure throughout the entire game. We're never sure if Adler's on the up and up or if he's just kind of BSing us. So that's
yeah.
kind of the way I took that. We
Did
don't know
you
for sure.
when you read the script, did you consider him a villain or an antagonist or what?
No, I considered him. Well, that's a good question. I mean, I knew that he had complexities, and that those are I consider him a protagonist. First of all, I think he is in my mind, and there are several people that you can consider that as well. Sims is definitely one. Woods may be another one who could be considered a protagonist because nobody's really an antagonist in the core group of people that we have. But considering that Adler is kind of the guy making all the decisions and telling everybody what to do, I consider him a protagonist. But he's very complex. You know, he's got some issues and some things right up to the end that we're not sure about.
Did you did you have to record lines in during COVID at your own
Oh yeah,
studio or yeah?
most of it actually. Most of the voiceover
Wow.
was done from March on. So in fact, we had started because I did all the motion capture too for Adler on the stage, and we had just really started that. Actually, backtrack. I can't say that I did all the motion capture because of this story. So we got I don't know, maybe a third of the way into the motion capture work on the stage, and then COVID hit, and that ground to a halt, which meant that Jeff Scuball at Raven in Wisconsin and a lot of his local actors who were willing to fight COVID and come into the studio at Raven, they had to fill in all the work for all of us that we did not get to travel and do. So, and then it left a lot of work to all the animators. I mean, God bless them. It must have tripled, quadrupled their work over the last 6 months or so to get this in the can. And what a great job they did. I'm amazed.
We've got a lot of people asking for a certain line. I think you know what line it is.
We've got a job to do.
Oh man, that sounds good. That is a classic
You know,
line.
I was funny. I was watching Mission Impossible 4 last night, and Tom Cruise in the movie has to go into the Kremlin and go undercover.
Yeah.
And at one point, he actually says to his little group of guys, "We've got work to do."
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah. And I thought, hey, wait a minute. Am I stealing from him or is he stealing from me?
Are you a big movie fan, like me?
Sure. Well, yeah. I mean, yes. I'm an actor for 30 years, so yeah. I am.
Bit of a dumb question that one. Um,
I'm not
another,
an encyclopedic film watcher, though. I couldn't, maybe you are. Maybe, you're one of those guys that can recite lines from every movie ever made. I don't know. I'm not one of those guys, but
no, I'm not one of those guys, but I've seen every movie nearly. Um, so in this role, there was a couple of missions there where you had to speak Russian and German.
yeah.
How do you prepare for that?
I knew that going into the audition, actually, with the guys at Raven. They had planned that I was going to do a lot more German speaking, which would have been a challenge for me personally, which I was up to tackling. In fact, I went ahead and subscribed to Babbel and started in on it. But,
Oh, really? Yeah.
But they did cut a lot of that away, but they put in just enough to show that Adler really knows what he's doing undercover, which I thought was really cool. And how I did it was Amanda Wyatt, the voice director, had a couple of guys who helped me out and just really actually fed me the lines. And I worked a couple of days before and just really, really honed in on the nuances and so I didn't sound like I was tripping over anything. So I could just kind of let it spill out and actually act with a foreign language. Great. It's a great challenge.
A lot of you guys might not know that Bruce here also did the mocap for Master Chief, didn't you,
Right.
Bruce? How's that
Right.
experience?
I still do. I started Halo 4, did Halo 5 as well, and we have wrapped up
Infinite,
Infinite,
yeah,
I believe, unless we're
yeah,
going to try to, well, unless we're going to try to do some more
yeah.
as the COVID comes to a halt. But yeah, as far as I know, it's in the can, ready to go for next spring.
Now, the some of the lines when you're in the, when you're regrouping between missions, and as the player, you're talking to Adler. How does that work for you? You're just looking straight down into the camera. Are you on the mocap stage for those ones, or are you just doing VO for that
No, we
part?
just do VO for that,
Yeah. Okay.
which I recorded. If you can see behind me, that's my recording booth right there.
Oh wow.
It's in my kitchen.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah, so that's a soundproof. Well, not soundproof.
Pretty good.
It cuts out a lot. Yeah, so I've done national commercials where it goes right on the air from my booth here. So it's good quality sound, and yeah, that's where all my VO was recorded for the last, well, since March 1st.
Is it weird doing it in there? Must be.
It's weird, but it's just like this. I get to, if you could be right now my voice director, and I
Yeah.
could be on the microphone, and then you get a whole nother system of software where you can hear exactly the way it sounds on my mic in your headphones right now. And so you're getting crystal clear sound. And that's how we did it. So
How many voice directors or people from Raven would you be communicating with while doing the lines?
one or two.
Yeah.
Usually each of the guys or gals was assigned to separate parts. Sometimes it'd be somebody from Treyarch. Sometimes it would be Splash Damage. Other studios who would be in charge of certain levels of the game, campaign levels.
Yeah.
And then they would be on the line. Then halfway through the session, we might switch over to Treyarch, and somebody else would come up and say, "Okay, we're going to work on this now."
Do you know if there's any missions that got cut out in the end, like big chunky missions that Adler was in that you can speak of?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't believe they want me to talk about those, but there
No.
there were a couple things that were cut in the end.
I mean,
Yeah.
there always is, isn't there, in AAA development?
Yeah.
So what other games have you done before this? Because I mean, would you consider this your biggest and best role so far?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
For Master Chief, I actually do, even though I just do the motion capture, I do the full performance.
Mm.
So I'm acting as Steve Downs when I'm on stage.
Yeah.
Sometimes actually Steve's there watching. He's sitting on the side of the
Really?
stage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is great. It's I love showing off for him, and we kind of make fun of being two parts of the same guy. But yeah, so I do the full performance, emotions, everything. I mean, and then he goes into the booth and he watches the video footage of what I've done, and then he takes over and puts his magic on it. But then yeah, Gears Tactics is another one that came out this spring.
Great game.
And I play Sid Redburn, this
Ah,
guy
wow.
real tough guy.
Awesome. Yeah.
Listen up, cupcakes.
That was a very underrated game, actually, on Xbox over there. I guess you can't really touch on the ending and what you thought was the canon ending. What you thought was the real ending in your mind?
Yeah, I don't know what they want me to talk about either, but I will stay away from it. I'm getting a lot of feedback from fans, that's for sure.
Yeah?
Yeah, good and bad.
I can imagine.
Like, whoa, dude, jeez, wow.
Well, a lot of people.
I think the idea was to just put a little icing on the cake as to you don't know any of these characters. You can't figure them out.
It's funny. I think people sometimes forget that you're just an actor. You're not actually a character.
Yeah. They take it personally.
They really do, don't they?
I have nothing to do with the script, guys.
I'm getting a lot of people also asking about the Onion scene. Have you seen this blowing up? this meme
No,
that's going around?
I
No,
know it reference,
really?
and I don't. No, I don't. What is it?
It's a line with Woods in the game,
Yeah,
and he says, "I'm an onion. I'm a goddamn onion." It's just
yeah,
blowing up for some reason. It's just blowing up. So I
yeah.
didn't know if you had any comments
Actually,
on that.
I heard that little clip of him saying that, and
Yeah,
again, I haven't seen the game, so I don't understand um,
you're
what it is necessarily.
you're not much of a gamer, are you? Really?
I've never played one.
Oh wow, that is crazy. That is crazy.
I was in Fallout too. I did a bunch of. I did a one main character, and I don't remember Fallout 4, and I don't. All I know is the working title, because they always give us code names for the projects we're doing, and they don't give us the real names of the characters. So they gave me a generic name for my character I was doing, called Male Rough.
Yeah.
So I don't know what he ended up being in the game, but he was sort of a drug dealing cowboy kind of guy. Whatever you need, I got. It was in Fallout 4. I don't know. I don't know why I brought that up, but
Yeah, I mean, is it just not interest you, or is it what is it
gaming,
that?
yes.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
it's,
a.
I'm an old dude now. I mean,
How old are you? 35.
yeah, right. Uh, no, but when I was, I'll put it this way: when I was in high school, Pong was out.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm ancient, so all of this huge video game wave came after I sort of was in the age category of really jumping onto it, and so by then, I mean, I am actually, my son would play a lot of it. He still does. Still does. He said, "Dad, it's really strange being on the battleground and hearing you call out frag and calling."
That must be pretty cool for him. John G says, "How does it feel to be played by a game played by millions?"
I'm slowly getting used to it. I mean, it's the fan response has been incredible. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I can't appreciate. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. And so I'm sort of adjusting to it. It's a really cool feeling. It's a wave of love. At least so far, I haven't gotten too many people that are, they're very vocal online, as we all know. But so far, it's all been love, and I super appreciate it.
Azure asks, "Do video game voice actors pay more or less than animated series?" I think we can.
What plays more, animated series or video games?
Yeah. Depends, doesn't it?
Well, it kind of depends on a few things. One is what the animation is, like the series. If it's a big network, you can make pretty good money.
Yeah.
And depending on who you are, too. If you've got a big track record in the animation world, or if you're a big film star, for example, obviously they get more money. Gaming, though, really pays off because of the amount of sessions you do. If you're a main character, especially, I mean, I must have done, oh gosh, 15, 20 sessions, 4-hour sessions.
That takes it out of you, doesn't it?
It does. It wasn't all back to back. It was like 4 or 5 days.
A few days between, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there, Roadhouse Rebel says, "Is there any reason why Adler is wearing glasses, even at nighttime in the club?"
Oh, the sunglasses?
Yeah.
He's a badass, man.
Yeah, exactly. He's a badass. The jacket, I think Adler rocks the jacket better than anyone as well.
Yeah.
If I don't say so myself.
Yeah,
When it comes to...
I want a jacket like that. And I think Adler's also bucking for a sunglasses sponsorship.
You don't have the cool jacket at home yet?
No, I've got a peacoat. I've got a dark
Oh.
navy, dark black like peacoat, but that's as close as I get.
I've got another question here. How long did it take to record the lines for the KGB mission, which is the Russian mission from Killshot?
That was, we kept coming back to that because they had originally, and I can't talk about stuff that they've cut, but we originally had some characters in there that they decided not to use, and they were famous characters. So we had to cut. They kept coming back and rewriting and sort of readjusting, and so we did that quite a bit actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was your favorite part of the role? Do you have a favorite, or was it just the whole thing?
Well, anytime you can be Adler,
Yeah.
it's just a great thing. I mean, and it got to the point where, yeah, I could be like right now. I'll start talking like Adler. That's the way he is. He's just very deliberate, very sure of himself. What are you doing? Let's go over here. I'm gonna take care of it.
Perseus.
Where is Perseus? Perseus.
Man, that's menacing.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
So he obviously did come naturally to you then.
After working on it a while, I could, that wasn't from day one. I finally found out how to get down into that mindset, and that was with help from guys with Raven too, and Amanda as well. We all kind of worked on it together and said, okay, because Amanda got so good where she could, I would be in the middle of doing Adler and she'd go, hey, he's veering a little bit to the left. He's veering a little bit to the right. His pitch is going up about 10%. Let's bring him back down.
Wow.
We got that specific.
That's a skill, isn't it?
Sure. She's great at it.
Oh, we got plenty of questions coming here, mate. People are loving. Thanks for taking the time.
Oh, you're so welcome. How's everybody doing? Loved everybody.
We got nearly 500 people in here at the moment. Cavan says, the first time I saw Adler, I thought he would be the secret villain.
And
what does he think?
Has that changed since they finished?
Yeah, exactly. We've got a job to do. How long has Adler been on Raul Menendez's tail during Black Ops 2? I'll talk to you about that. Did you do any research on the Black Ops series beforehand? Was there anything Raven gave to you in that respect?
Raven gave me an overall. So specific things like that I did not know about. I don't even know who you're talking about. But they gave me a nice overview, a nice arc of every game and the overall arc of where we fit in the Black Ops universe. And so that was very helpful. But as far as knowing past specifics, no, I don't.
Yeah. I've got a lot of people here saying that they absolutely love the KGB mission, the Russian mission, which is, that is an Adler mission.
Right.
Talk to me about this game. When it's all said and done, do they package up the cutscenes for you and send them across? Do they say, well, you got to buy the game as well? Like, how does that work? Because there's so much content that you're in. And then I guess they can't create a specific video for everyone. So is it just like off to your own devices or what?
Kind of. I'm still waiting on a new Xbox. I'm trying to find a way to get one. Even I can't. But
yeah, a lot of us are, eh?
But so they give us a downloader. They give us a hard copy if we want. Some of the other guys have already received theirs in the mail. But I have that whenever I want it, so I get a free version of it. But as far as sending cutscenes, no, they didn't send us anything. I think for fear of us leaking it out there. But even since the game has been released, they haven't. One of the gamers put together all of the cutscenes from the game, and that was only 2 or 3 days into the release. Somebody had put together every single cutscene, and
it's probably me.
I did watch that. It was 2.5 hours worth.
Yeah.
That was fun. That was very satisfying, actually.
Was there anything you're like, oh, I should have done that differently, or were you pretty happy?
Oh, there always is, yeah.
Yeah?
There always is. I could have been stronger here, or, that was a little too bitchy, or that was, maybe a different flavor there, a different flavor here. I see some of the scenes where, I wish I could have motion captured that, because that would have been fun to do on stage. Some of the combat stuff, some of the movement, fight scenes.
Now Adler's a pretty good looking man, and I'm guessing they took a lot of your likeness. Was there someone else involved though, or what?
It's a good question. I don't know. I don't know if they had.
You don't know?
Yeah, I don't know if that was made up.
Because he does look like you in the eyes. I think there's something about the eyes there, but you know, I don't know. The haircut is a little bit different, obviously, in the game.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. He's got cool
but
hair. I don't have cool hair anymore. So I cut it all off.
so what's next for you, mate? Are you doing more voiceover, more mocap, more movies, TV?
I'm
Where are you
doing
at?
all of it. I can't. I can't say anything about. Unfortunately, we're constantly under NDAs for these things. So I've got a
Yeah.
pretty cool one coming out that I can't talk about. That doesn't nobody any good. But I have written and directed and produced a series pilot that we shot. My buddy and I, Adam Lopez, created a series called Short Adam. He is the short guy, and it's a seedy sort of series tale set in Hollywood. And I play kind of a douchebag money guy, and he plays this wannabe actor who's struggling. And it's funny and it's dark, and so we've completed it. We wrote it, produced it together, and starred in it, and we've completed it. And now we're going to start shopping it around. So hopefully
So
something will happen with that.
someone like knocking on Netflix's door
Yeah, all
or
of them.
yeah, all
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah, yeah. Joel McHale has a little cameo in it, and
Oh wow.
yeah, this
You know him?
I don't know him personally. No,
No.
we kind of asked him if he would be, and he said yes. It was really cool. It was crazy.
Wow.
Uh,
In terms of
there's a porn star in it named Luna Star. She plays my girlfriend. She plays a porn star. She plays herself in it, which is very cool.
wow.
Really, very sweet, sweet woman. You know.
Yeah. Nothing different. Just normal woman,
Yeah.
normal girl. Sprint Spider says, "What is Bruce's favorite ending to Cold War? Do you have a favorite?"
Yeah. Well, it's not the one that everybody's talking about.
Mm.
I don't know if I've seen them all. Are there more than a couple?
There's the ending where Adler shoots Bell and Bell shoots Adler on the cliffside.
Mm-hmm.
There's the one where Adler kills Bell after he redirects him to the wrong place. And then there's another one where Adler's on the ground and
Oh, yeah,
Bell,
right.
you shoot him. Yeah.
That's not my favorite.
Yeah. I was going to say, that's not your favorite, is it?
Yeah. No, I like. There's one we did. I don't know if it's in the game. I don't know if this is the ending scene either.
Yep.
But it's when I'm on the battleship, kind of looking off in the distance and talking to Bell. It's kind of a Top Gun kind of a moment. It was kind of cool to shoot. I answer your question. I don't know. I'd have to look. I have to see. I have to go look at the.
There's just so much content, isn't there?
There is, yeah. And I'm trying to remember everything that we did, which was a tough task.
So how long was it again? How long was from the first day you recorded to the last?
Close to 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
I really hope you get to do it again. I
There was
really
long
do.
bits of time in between sessions, like I was saying before.
Mm.
We didn't really get rolling into the majority of it until about a year ago.
Yeah.
And then we started really getting into it. But yeah, thank you. I really hope to do Adler again too. Gosh, he's one of my favorites. You know, I hope to get to do Legally Blonde 3 as well. They're writing it and they're going to shoot it pretty soon, I think. But I haven't heard anything about that. Legally Blonde was one of my favorite characters too to play. The UPS
I
guy.
forgot you were in that. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wow. That must have been was it 2000 when that
2000.
came out?
Yeah, that's a long time ago.
Wow.
Obviously, we look very different now. All of us do, but well, not all of us. Reese looks great. Jennifer looks great.
Are you cozy with Reese? She's a real go getter. That woman.
I'm not cozy with
No?
her at all. No, we don't.
No?
We don't text or anything. We're not texting buddies. But I am friends with Jennifer Coolidge, who plays my girlfriend in the movie Paulette.
Yeah.
She's awesome. Yeah.
So, thanks for your time, Ad. But I'll ask you a few more before I let you go. In terms of movies, voice acting, animated, do you have a favorite? Do you have one that you want to keep doing? Like, is mocap where you want to keep going with your career, or do you want to continue to mix it up, or do you like movies, TV? Where's your head at?
I want to continue to mix it up. Now,
Yeah.
voiceover, people don't understand. I think people get the wrong impression of voiceover. And I think people think that it's way easier than it is. As an example, I started about 10, 12 years ago, and I was doing a TV series. I was doing Kyle XY at the time, ABC Family Channel show. And I just decided to get a microphone, and I really had always wanted to do stuff with my voice. Well, it took me 3 years, 4 years of auditioning every day and working on the craft on the microphone to be able to book anything. And I was considered a pretty decent actor at the time, to start with, right? But it's a craft, and people don't understand that. If you want to get into it, you really have to work and work and work and work and get more comfortable and more comfortable every day. Because it's behind the microphone's the most naked you'll ever be as a performer. It doesn't. You cannot hide your nerves. You cannot hide the lack of craft or lack of acting ability. You can't hide it. You have to express everything. It's all got to be there, very, very relaxed in a very confident way. So it takes a while. And the good ones make it look easy.
I mean, I always tell people you can't wait for an opportunity. You've got to grab it, or you've got to make your own luck.
Create it
in that industry, don't you?
Yes.
You can't just sit around. You're going out and producing, directing, even stuff at it doesn't matter what age you are. You've always got to be thinking and creating, and
especially nowadays, because there's so many avenues of content, but unless you've already made a name for yourself, like I sort of have, I've got a history of doing some on-camera stuff. I've got a bit of a name, but even for me, nobody's calling me to come in and be part of their shows.
Really, no one.
I've still got to.
You've got a very impressive IMDb.
Thank you. But I've still got to, it's very difficult. I've still got to.
Wow.
I'm battling with the most current people on camera. It's a battle for these casting directors' eyes. It's a battle for the producers' eyes and the network people's eyes. Whoever is the most current, upfront, like you said, you've got to go get it. You've got to create stuff, even if it's doing stuff like yourself, doing a podcast, or doing little video, little dumb ideas work great. Doing on either YouTube or whatever channel you choose to present them. But if you put some thought behind it and creativity, you've got to do something for yourself to get your face out there, get your name out there, get some eyeballs on you. And then they start noticing. It's always that battle.
We've got a few more questions here, if that's all right, Bruce. You don't have to go anywhere, do you? You're right.
I'm good.
Azure says, is there any kind of character you didn't get to play yet that you'd be interested in voice acting in the future?
As I get older, it's interesting because I'm now starting to get auditions to play like these grand old wizards.
Oh, really?
Game of Thrones and things like that. So as I whiskey up my voice and get older, I look forward to those kind of things. I've done some trailers like that where they're asking for a trailer kind of a voice too.
Can you do the trailer guy voice? Sorry.
In a world.
Oh yeah.
That guy.
Yeah.
In a world where one man struggles to battle Adler.
That's unbelievable. I don't know how you do this many voices and sound so different. It's such a skill.
Yeah, it's all imagination.
Codename says, what was your opinion on the Red Door mission? So, you know the mission where Bell's walking through and there's a red doors and there's all the different dialogue options, like Bell picked up an M16.
Right.
Oh, no, he didn't. Yeah. How was that? That's an awesome mission.
That's an awesome mission, and it took forever to record. Because, and that's one too where it's a kind of a different style of Adler, because he's kind of leading you through your dream world. He's kind of it's a drug trip basically, and so he's kind of narrating and guiding you through this hallucination, but he's got to steer you in the right direction. Don't go over there. He's got to be very kind, but he said, okay, wait, why? No, not towards the waterfall. Go right. I told you to go right.
That was so genuine though, the way he did that. That was like perfect. Perfect.
Thank you.
So,
I think are people enjoying that? I'd like to know that because
that's a lot of people's favorite mission.
kind of the mind trip of the game is to get into that world and kind of go down all those different avenues and those rabbit holes.
A lot of us have never seen anything like that in a game or even in a Call of Duty. So I think it's probably something similar has been done before, but not recently. So it's always good to get fresh things like that. It's really trippy playing that mission.
Good, I'm glad.
In particular.
I'm glad that's working out.
Before I let you go, mate, any advice for voice actors or actors out there that are trying? Is it just the same advice as earlier?
I think so. Just gosh, do anything and everything you can.
Yeah.
You're starting out non-union, which is great. In fact, it's getting to be now where a majority of the work is non-union, whether we like it or not.
That's not a good thing, is it really?
It's not a good thing.
No. How does that change? How does it evolve from that, do you think?
Oh gosh, I don't know.
Yeah.
In this day and age, I don't know. Economically,
it's a tough one.
I'm so mixed in my thoughts about this because corporations are taking advantage of the fact that the union has made it easier for them to produce lower budget stuff. And so now you've got big companies that are going non-union and they're getting away with it because they're just taking smaller budgets because the union says, well, if you have a small budget, you don't have to go, it's
it's a tough one,
to say the least.
Yeah.
But to get back to the point, people starting out have a really good shot at actually making some money. And so any way you can do that and just keep working at it. Listen to everything that's on television, mimic all the voices you hear. Sometimes when you're watching commercials, you don't even realize, people at home don't even realize that there is a voiceover, that it's not just the thought in their head that's taking them through this commercial. So listen to the voices, see what they're doing, emulate them, try to copy them, think about why they're making the choices that they did to do it a certain way, whether it's quiet, whether it's big and raucous, whether it's funny, whether it's super dramatic. Be conscious of all that stuff and work every day. And
Beautiful.
Good luck to everyone.
Yeah, good luck. It's
I mean
one
that.
of the toughest
I don't mean that
business.
sarcastically. I mean
no. Honestly, yeah. I've got my brother wants to be an actor as well as a few friends of mine, and it's such a tough business, especially here in Australia. I feel like they've got to go to LA to try and make something of themselves.
By the way, I'm friends
with
with one of your fellow countrymen, Nicky Whalen.
Oh wow!
Yeah, we did Hall Pass.
How did that come about?
We did Hall Pass together, the Fairley Brothers.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Awesome.
a sweetheart. Love her to death. She's going back to Australia all the time. I wish I could go. I can't wait to go. Can't wait to go see it.
You never been here?
Nope.
You got to come down once
Yeah.
this all passes. What a place! All right, Bruce. I really appreciate your time, mate. Thanks for joining us. Everyone's really loved it. Before you go, can you give us you've got a job to do, Dan?
Dan, we've got a job to do.
I'll be using that in a few videos to come. Thank you, Bruce. I really appreciate it, mate. Have a great day, mate. Thanks.
Thank you, everybody, for checking in and asking questions. I appreciate it.
Make sure you follow Bruce, real Bruce Thomas on Twitter.
It's Real Bruce Thomas on Twitter and Bruce Thomas on Instagram. I can use you.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Bruce. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. Cheers.
There you have it, guys. Bruce Thomas, Adler, from Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Now, guys, I'm going to be back in an hour with the man himself, the Onion himself, Mr. James C. Burns, a.k.a. Frank Woods. He's going to join me for an hour chat, or as long as we can get him, and that's going to be in an hour's time. So I'm going to have a quick break here, get refueled, get pumped up, and we're going to get James C. Burns, a.k.a. Frank Woods. The original Woods is coming on the show, guys. Get pumped, get your questions ready, and It's going to be a lot of fun, guys. So 1 hour's time, check back. And it's going to be, we're going to talk about onions. That's for sure. Onions will come up and we'll have a bit of a laugh, but we'll talk about everything, his history, how he got into Woods, what he thinks of the new act, or what he thinks of the new game, all that stuff. So thanks as always, guys. Make sure you subscribe if you're not already. Leave a like on the video. Share it with a friend, guys. And I will see you in an hour's time. Thanks, guys.